So the British government's following the US and others like Germany, Canada and France in calling on Venezuela's President Maduro to step aside in a dumbfounding victory for Donald Trump. There's no denying Venezuela's got major problems. Its economy's shrunk by as much as 50% in the last 5 years alone. But that's not down to a socialist government. After all, they oversaw economic growth for more than 16 years from 1998. And while falling oil prices were always going to be a problem, it forms 95% of Venezuelan exports, the primary reason the economy is in freefall is simple: US sanctions. And why are there sanctions? You only need to listen to Trump's main foreign policy advisor, John Bolton, about what the real agenda actually is.
We're in conversation with major American companies now that are either in Venezuela or, in the case of Citgo, here in the United States. I think we're trying to get to the same end result here. You know, Venezuela is one of the three countries I call the troika of tyranny. It'll make a big difference to the United States economically if we could have American oil companies really invest in and produce the oil capabilities in Venezuela.
Bolton's previously said the UN doesn't really exist, that intervention in Libya was smart, and that even now the 2003 war in Iraq was a good idea. He's as right-wing as US politicians come, and yet our government's lining up behind him. It's no surprise then that he was recently photographed with a pad under his arm with a handwritten note quoting a figure of 5,000 troops being sent to neighbouring Colombia. Have our establishment learnt nothing about the idiocy of regime change? Make no mistake about it, the wanton suffering of the Venezuelan people isn't a side effect of US sanctions, it's the intention of them. Why is it, when millions have used food banks here at home, when poverty and homelessness is on the rise, that our political and media establishment want to involve itself in matters that don't concern them? I say, no more wars. It's time for a new politics that fits with what the British people want: peace and prosperity at home and abroad.